Do you love leaking? I do too. Especially when I'm alone. And especially when your soul can't handle containing it anymore. And then it all comes out. Attention cleanup on aisle 6. Now, that if you like that kind of leaking or not, the topic is debatable, honestly, but it's also understandable. To each their own. But you know what kind of leaking sucks? Story leaks. Now, if you've been living on a different voice track. Now, if you've been living on a different plane of existence on the planet Earth, you might have heard or not have heard of gacha game leaks. Basically, certain bits of private info from gacha games get publicized in some corners of the interwebs. It happens all the time, not even just gacha games, but a lot of the media. Now, any kind of leaking is morally bad by itself in most cases, but I would say they are not always objectively bad. Like character banner leaks, where you get an early look at what the next banners are, and you can plan out your finance, your money, how you will spend more properly. Like, I don't think that's a fully bad type of leak personally, but what I cannot ever forgive are people who leak stories. Leaking stories is like if there's a child who's just trying to finish his book, a passion, having the time of his life, writing the pages. Then suddenly this stupid ass goober comes into the room and swipes his book out of his hands and like, let me have a look. Oh, you aren't done with your work? I don't care though. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna post your unfinished book everywhere for all to see, even if it's not finished yet. Sound good? You thought you could say no, but your choice doesn't matter. Toodles! Like, that is straight up middle school bully behavior. Well, I like creative work myself. In fact, I even like to make them sometimes. So I know what it's like to have someone take a part of your work that, you haven't gotten to fully realize its potential yet. Like, this happens basically all the time for gacha games. And because a lot of gacha games heavily focus on making their stories as best as possible, and they are one of the main hooks, the main attraction for the game, story leaks affect the game more than you could probably imagine. So what I'm trying to say, it's way more detrimental. Okay, well, I'll be honest, even I look at leaks, so I'm just gonna be transparent about this, because sometimes my little monkey brain is just too curious to see upcoming updates, like amount of pulls in the next version and stuff. But I always specifically scroll past animations and story leak content, but like whenever I see them, I just have to do a metaphorical eye roll, like, bruh. Now, do I think story leaks will ever stop? Probably not. Because companies like Hoyo could sue as many people as they want, but because they have sued leakers before, and they are charged for tons of damage. They go to the court and whatnot, and I genuinely hope they keep suing these people so less people have the incentive to leak stuff. But still, it's just impossible to outnumber the sheer amount of these goons having no mercy for writers who pour their heart and soul into writing these stories, and then their story just gets leaked. We have evolved or devolved as a society where if you are a creative artist working for a company, the privacy of your work is no longer your own. Your work can be taken and leaked by some phantom thief on the internet, because apparently that's the norm now. But yeah, that's what I have to say about this topic. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. Platonically. See ya.